Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, as continuing part of the J.C. Newman 125th anniversary reviews, today we're going to look at the La Unica. And today's choice is the 400, 4.5 by 50. There is the density. Now the La Unica 400 has a Connecticut shade wrapper, Dominican binder, and Dominican filler. And the story behind it is a little more than 20 years ago, J.C. Newman challenged, actually Stanford J. Newman, the patriarch of the company, challenged his good friend Carlos Fuente Sr. to come up with a superb tasting premium cigar packaged in inexpensive cellophane bundles. Up to that time, only seconds were packed in bundles. He wanted a first-rate cigar packed in cellophane, so they came up with this, and within a few short years, it was the number one selling cigar, premium bundle cigar in America. Today, it has graduated to using cedar cabinets of 20, and it's a little more upscale. That is basically the long and the short of it. But what the cigar is very tight feeling. It's very nice feeling. It's not really box pressed or anything, but it's very exacting in its dimensions. It's a very soft box pressed, I'll call it. But it is a Connecticut shade. It is all Dominican. So why don't we check into it and find out what it's like? The La Unica 400. It's actually a very well-made looking cigar. It's very nice looking. Now, the cap is relatively square, which I like because I'm just going to take off the top layer. Or that's my goal. Just like that. Excellent draw. Wow, it's a lot of the cold draw. It just reminds you of fresh hay. If you were to go into a barn and there was hay bales laying there, you would smell what I'm tasting. But the draw is excellent. Well, you have actually some of that hay mixed into the flavors, but you have a nice, somewhat tangy cedar. There's cedar with a little tanginess to it. Brown sugar, cinnamon. A very earthy black coffee. Very earthy black coffee. In between the sweet notes in the coffee, you'll get some of that hay and some cream. There is some sweet cream underlying in the flavors. So that's how it starts. It has a lot of Connecticut attributes to it. So let's see how we are at the first third. Here we are at the first third. Ash still intact, but not for long, I'm afraid. You basically have the same flavors. Now, the underlying cream is just that, but it's quite light in feel, strength. The hay is still there. It actually combines with the brown sugar a lot. It seems to be mixed with the brown sugar. So you've got that cedar with some tanginess and brown sugar mixed with hay. Think about it. And cinnamon and a very earthy black coffee. The cigar is mild to medium. The finish is like some of that hay and brown sugar. It's everywhere. It's attached to sweet flavors. There's actually pretty good lingering black pepper. Oh, the black pepper on the front end's around 7, so it's not bad at all. But the cigar is there's a lot of Connecticut lovers out there, so it's a niche cigar, or it could be a morning cigar. Personally, my thoughts on Connecticut's are well documented. I'm not a crazy Connecticut guy. I'm trying to describe the flavors so you can taste it in your mind. The cigar has plenty of sweetness. That's not an issue. It's very light, mild to medium, as I said. So it's sort of a morning cigar, or possibly a beginner cigar. This would probably, with the earthy black coffee that it has, would go well with black coffee. For me, it's a 90 to begin with. It's a little light, but it has a lot of sweetness and potential. So I want to see what happens in the second, third. So let's see. Into the second, third. And things have kind of changed. The hay notes have really moved from mixed with the brown sugar to more of a quasi lead flavor. The earthy black coffee increased. The sweetness dipped when that hay moved up. So the cedar is now cedar. It's not tangy cedar. And the brown sugar actually decreased some. But for some reason, with the increased hay notes, the cream came out more. So I would still call it, medium bodied at best. Finish actually has more of the hay on it. So it's sort of turned for me. I mean, it was on the border. So the second, third, I would rate it 87. The sweetness needs to come back for me, but the sweetness does dip. Still, I would classify it as a morning/beginner cigar. So let's just see what happens in the final third. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. Okay, here at the end, you have the cedar, you have some brown sugar, a touch of cinnamon, you have the hay, you have the cream, but it's more of a toasted cream now, sort of a little toasted, not scorched, but toasted, and a lot of black coffee, earthy black coffee. The pepper seems to have increased. The finish is still heavily hay and brown sugar with pretty good lingering black pepper. Medium bodied, but the cigar, just for me, all right, those are the flavors. Now I'm going to tell you what I think. For me, it dropped a little bit because of the toasted cream. It didn't go with those other flavors, and might be the hay aspect of it. For me, the final third was 86. This is a good beginner cigar because it will get you, as a beginner, introduced to lighter flavors. You do have the cedar, you have the brown sugar, you have the black coffee, and you'll get to experience what hay tastes like. It's medium bodied, so it won't knock anybody down, but for a seasoned cigar smoker, this is way too light. Be a good beginner cigar. Overall score is 87.67. That's where I stand on it, but listen to the flavors. That's what you're going to get. So there you have it. The La Unica 400, 87.67.